Are you feeling stuck in your home? If so, you're not alone. The Wall Street Journal recently ran an article about this, but before we jump into that, make sure you hit subscribe below to stay on top of all of the latest Huntsville, Alabama real estate news. The Wall Street Journal talks about this one group that's feeling stuck in their homes and really losing sight of the American dream, but I think there's two other groups that the Wall Street Journal don't reference. So I think there's a total of 3 different groups in America, quite frankly, living the American dream in different ways right now. The first group that is actually not in this Wall Street Journal article is what I consider the real stuck group. This is kind of what you're calling, a lot of people are calling out there, hashtag Renter Nation, really struggling with the rising costs that we're seeing with inflation, higher housing costs because they don't own a home. So they are subject to this higher inflation that's continuing to drive up rent, and they don't have a way to save money because their disposable income continues to shrink month after month as we continue to have inflation, yet they don't have enough money to save up towards a down payment to purchase a home. This second group is the group that was referenced in the Wall Street Journal article. This is the group that's kind of considered this stuck in the American dream. And so they're actually doing fairly well financially. They're in a position where they have a low interest rate. Maybe they purchased or refinanced back when we had interest rates in the high 2s or low 3s. And so they have an ultra low mortgage, and they also have high income. And so they have more disposable income, but they feel stuck in their home because they're not able to do potentially what they want to do. They may not be able to move out of state to take a new job. They may not be able to sell their home to be able to get that extra bedroom because they're expecting a new child. They may not be able to downsize because downsizing could end up resulting in a higher mortgage payment. And so they're well off financially, but they're not able to move on to their next really rung in the ladder in their American dream. This third group is what I'm calling the unstuck group. These are baby boomers, or older generation, or really anybody that's benefited from inflation, asset appreciation. And so these are folks that are able to pay cash for new homes, or they're able to take advantage of this marketplace right now as there are deals out in the marketplace, and they're able to pay cash to be able to get a good investment property or find their new home in a retirement area, or potentially just find savings in the economy on things that other people aren't buying right now. And so, these are folks that are benefiting from this economy. And quite frankly, they're the ones that are continuing to spend and kind of propping up the economy where we're not in a recession right now. And it's because they are flush with cash and they are spending it right now. And so one of the reasons why we're continuing to see high inflation at this point is because of this segment of the population that has a lot of cash to spend. As a result of all of this, home sales are at the lowest point that they've been since the 2008 financial crash. And it doesn't look like home sales are going to get any better in 2024. So that's pushing some millennials back home. 1 in 8 millennials are actually moving home to live with their parents because of all the inflation that we have and the increased costs for apartments and housing. And then also the Housing Affordability Index has really driven a lot of this as well, as we now have scores in Huntsville below 100, which means the median income can no longer afford the median price range home in this area. And that is actually expected to drop significantly as the September, October, November numbers come in because we've had such elevated interest rates over the last couple of weeks. So we talked about housing affordability. Home ownership rates are also at a 50-year low. The challenge is with all the potential money printing that may occur with potential war, and then all the debt that we have to be able to kind of recycle that debt, we may continue to print money in this country, which could drive up inflation once again. And with that, we're likely to see higher interest rates. And so affordability, as low as it is compared to how it has been, may continue to actually get worse over the next couple of years. So I have recommendations for each of these 3 groups, but before we jump into that, if you're looking for a recommendation for your particular situation, we're here to help. Shoot us an email at moving@mattcurtisrealestate.com or give us a call at 256-333-MOVE. We're here to help you in your particular situation. So the first group is this stuck group. It might be a millennial or anybody that does not own a home. My best recommendation is to sit down with us and just find a way to get in a home, whether it be co-lending, buying in the home with somebody else, house hacking, finding a home in a further outskirts, whatever you got to do to start building equity before the next round of inflation. I highly recommend getting into a home. So recommendations for this second group that's stuck in the American dream, my recommendation is really, you're kind of at a fork in the road. Do you want to continue to kind of live that comfortable lifestyle where you have a low interest rate, but may not be in the job or the city or the area that you want to be in, or even the home that you want to be in? So you have to really trade that situation off versus pursuing your dream, maybe moving to a new city, buying a larger home with the extra bedroom, downsizing, and really that decision is up to you, and only you can make that decision. We can sit down with you and give you advice in terms of your particular situation to help you weigh the options, but again, that decision is up to you. So the third recommendation is for this boomer and folks that have cash right now. So there's really two recommendations that I have for you. Number one, take advantage of this marketplace and some of the deals and new construction that's out there to be able to buy an investment property that could perform well for you long term. The second recommendation that I have is if you have children or grandchildren that might be under this millennial status, or other buyers that just don't have a home yet, what a great way to gift funds to them to help get them into home ownership and help them start to build wealth for them as well, and for your grandchildren, great grandchildren, to be able to pass on a legacy to them.